Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Mr. Adrian Jackson, and we're in the studio again with another great episode for you. And you already know how I got me, your boy, your friend, the intelligent one, Mr.
Hana Set.
What language is that?
Korean.
Okay, 1-3 in Korean, huh?
Oh yes, this is for all the K-pop stars out there. Not really, but yes.
K-pop, exactly. We taking overseas, baby, with that one. I love it. So yes, bro, man. I just want to say I appreciate you for being here with us today to have another great episode.
Of course.
You already know.
Change of scenery too.
Yeah, change of scenery. You know what I'm saying? We had an epic workout this morning. We moved about 8 tons of rock into Pop's backyard. Hand sore, body sore, head a little sore, but you know we still here rocking and rolling, so we're gonna have fun with it today.
For real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special episode for you guys today, and we're actually bringing back one of our very special guests. You guys met him at the beginning of last year. Last year, I know he was doing some type. He's the ultimate entrepreneur, real talk. That's my main thing I have to say about him. My man is a businessman. He likes to get money, and he's actually in a new field right now, which we're going to talk a little bit about today. So, I want to bring to the microphone, Mr. Christian. Christian, how we doing, brother?
What is going on? How's you guys' holidays? Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, it's good.
Great
to New Year, bro.
Cool, man. Yeah, appreciate you guys letting me back in again. Got a lot of things to let you guys know about. Once again, Donovan, Adrian, appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Of course,
sir, man.
Bro.
Appreciate you.
Go ahead and post it on like your Realtor website to get your, get a more personal viewpoint for your customers and things like that, to show them who you are, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I'm not going to say the full website just because it's super long. I'll ask Donovan or Adrian to post it on the caption on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, or whatever platforms you guys are on, and put us on a link because it's super long. So I'm not going to say it, but yeah.
Yes, sir. So we'll make sure to link to your website. And which website we talking about? If you listen to Donovan, he said a little foreshadowing. But Christian's actually doing real estate now.
Yes.
So, we actually here today to talk a little bit about the real estate industry and seeing what he can teach us and, what it takes to even be a realtor out here in today's time, you know what I'm saying? Today's day and time. So, I feel it should be fun, bro. Y'all ready to rock and roll?
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, sir. All right, Christian. So, my first question for you, bro, is where did this idea come from to join real estate? Because I remember last time we talked, I believe you were doing
fitness apparel.
Yeah, fitness apparel. I was gonna say muscle stuff.
I'll touch on that first before I hop into real estate. So I was touching on letting Donovan know about what happened and whatnot. So after I say our first podcast, 2 weeks after, I had this one moment when I was writing some things down for my business and whatnot, and I thought about it, and I'm like, what makes me stand out for, Adidas, Gymshark, Under Armour, as well as ginormous businesses. Like, how do I stand out, and what makes me better than them?
I love that question.
And I couldn't answer my own question. So actually, my thing I'm literally every other business startup literally doing the same thing, so there's no standing out if I do discounts. That's what a bunch of other businesses do.
Right.
So it's how am I standing out? How am I bringing value, putting on the table for all my customers? So that day specifically, I definitely it was an eye opener. It definitely taught me lessons. It was both good and bad that day. I actually I stepped back and hung up the gloves with that business just because, like I said, I couldn't even answer my own question.
Right.
For, how do I bring value? How do I, bring customers in and wanting my product?
Right.
What does my product stand out? Why?
Right.
And how?
Right.
And so I couldn't find my why for that business. So I was just this was super hard for me because I was putting, 15-hour days, putting in so much hours in, and I couldn't answer that one question. So I was just you know what, I'm gonna hang up the gloves for that. And then coming into real estate, ever since I was in high school, I've always wanted to get into real estate because I love numbers. I'm a nerd for numbers, and also too, it's obviously a hustler business.
Right. You a hustler, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. For sure.
Repeat all the stuff you were telling me before we started about how you used to hustle back in high school.
Yeah, so I used to do a lot of things back when I was a little kid. I always used to do lemonade stands. I used to flip products from, garage sales. In middle school, I was selling, Jolly Ranchers to other kids, other candy bars and things of that nature. I was just like that kid that was always a hustler, always had the entrepreneur spirit and whatnot. And that's actually kind of made me have the idea of, real estate. And also, too, I kind of grew up with real estate because a bunch of my family members are in the real estate business.
Right.
So I have a lot of mentors right now teaching me and whatnot. And, a shout out to, my boy Matt. He's been in the game since, he's 45 and he started when he was 25.
Well, he's legend,
so
man.
he knows. So he knows the markets and he's been teaching me, he's been mentoring me. And then on top of that, I have another guy, his name is Edwin Caruthers, excuse me. And he's been helping me a lot too. So my thing is too, I feel like the number one thing that's helped me especially grow is having mentors. Right. Because the first business that I started, it was just a downfall because I didn't have nobody teach me. I was doing it all on my own. I was looking everything up online. I was like, doing a bunch of looking at YouTube videos, looking up on Google, like everything, just to understand the game of business. And which, I definitely, learned a lot.
Right.
But I didn't have, people like, hey, don't do this, that's stupid. You're not going to get a great ROI, which means return on investment on this.
Right.
So it's like, now since I have a lot of people mentoring me, now they're like, okay, don't do this, what about do this?
Right.
And not. So definitely helped me out a lot.
That's deep, bro. And you know what? I believe you just dropped so many gems just now, and I want to take back and start over. So the first thing you said that you did was you actually sat down and wrote down and try to figure out the answer to the question, what makes me stand out, or what do I bring value? What kind of value do I bring to this company? You know what I'm saying? And I feel a lot of people don't actually sit down and even try to figure that out for their life in general. What value do I bring to my family? You know what I'm saying? What value do I bring to my business, to my friends, to my associates? Like, what value am I bringing? So I think that's very, very powerful.
You can definitely implement it on everything. Relationship, friends, business, outside of anything. So just definitely, sitting down by yourself, regardless if it's, a week, 2 weeks, a month. I mean, as long as you take time and understand what you truly want and how to promote value as well, then I feel like you're winning.
Yes. And that's beautiful, bro. And that's one thing that I want to highly suggest to everybody. Let's sit down and take time for ourselves and learn more about ourselves. Write down what you feel. Like, that's one thing I've been writing down in my journal for sure. What do I bring value? What makes me stand out in this podcast? What makes our podcast different from all the other podcasts in the world? You know what I'm saying? One, me and Dom are the most unique people in the world, so that's what makes us stand out. But,
it's true.
Other aspects of it, though, and on top of that, I think the second thing I like that you really said was you stopped. So a lot of people say don't look back at the past because there's nothing back there. But I feel that it's good to look back at the past to see what you did and what you were a part of, because what you did in the past and that what made you enjoy life and make you feel happy is what I feel you should be doing in the future and learning how to get paid off of it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Learning how to really take it to the next level. Like, a lot of people, they, oh man, I love to cook the whole time. I love being a cook. And that's why they decided to become a chef, because they've been cooking their whole life. But I'm sure they tried all of the past, but it's like, well, cooking is my passion, though. I actually feel this,
I definitely can relate to that because, everybody, everyone that's been raised, they always tell, go to school.
Go to school.
Shut up. Go to college. Get a degree.
Get a
work
good
a
job.
9 to 5.
Yep.
Retire at 65. And then that's it. But it's like, yeah, you can follow the rat race. It's cool. I mean, I have no problem with the 9 to 5. It's just not for me.
Right.
Yeah.
And, I tried to go to college. I dropped out because it wasn't for me.
Right.
And, it's perfectly fine and it's okay to, not like something. But a bunch of other people are doing it. It's just not your lane. It's perfectly fine.
And that's the goal is do what makes you happy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
agree.
What makes you feel fulfilled? What makes you feel like you're a part of something bigger or makes you want to do bigger? You know what I'm saying? Because some people, like you said, they get stuck in that 9 to 5 and they assume that this is life and I'm just going to stay here and I'm just going to keep cruising. I'm going to keep drifting with the current and see where it takes me.
Keyword is drift on that.
The number one quote that I hate is "Another day, another dollar."
Man.
And it's like, dude, I just disagree with that, just because you can change your life just like that, just within a snap. You know, you just have to, you know, have the right people around you too. It's like, because, you know, if you're around awful people that just do drugs, negative, hang out with people that are just pure out, just not right.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be a person just like that. But if you're with people that chase excellence, with people who, you know, who want more, ambitious, they're hungry, they want more out of life, then there's more likelihood of you being just like that.
And then, and look, let's go back to that another day, another dollar thing, right? I think, so let's go back before we started the podcast, we were talking about how you can say a line, and based off how the emotion you put behind the line is going to determine, is it a positive line or is it a negative line? Yes. I forgot what the line we used, but, this is about to be a struggle. You know, this is about to be a struggle, or ooh, this is about to be a struggle.
You know, back to last week's episode.
You go back to last week, the power of the words.
Choosing and how are you saying it?
And that's the same thing. Another day, another dollar. Another day, another dollar. I'm here.
And at the end,
another day, another dollar.
At the end of the day, too, all of these like phrases, if you will, if you want to call them that, it's just opinions. It's not facts. It's just the way that you interpret it and the way you look at it. Right. So it's just like, you know, if you think that the world is so awful and evil and, you know, you don't have your way, then, I mean, that's
how you're going to view it.
That's how you're going to view it.
How you going to view it? You're going to see it as evil.
So.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite lines right now. Change the way you see the world, and the world you see will change.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so you really have to decide what type of energy you want to put in the world and what type of energy you want to receive back. You know, a lot of people put negative out, and that's why they get negative back. But if you're putting positive, you get it back.
Right. Definitely, what you said is, you know, whatever you think will happen, and it's like if you think negative things will happen. It's inevitable. But if you look at good things, and you know, regardless if adversity is hitting you, you know how it can be hitting you, and you know,
in multiple ways. It's hitting everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's part of life. You know, it's, you know, you gotta roll with the punches sometimes. And,
exactly.
You know, you gotta push through it. So.
Exactly, bro. So that's gonna lead me to my next question. Is so starting this real estate process. What were some of the hardest things for you to get rolling into real estate?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a really good question. My number one thing is, I would say probably I'm so used to having a job that pays me an hourly or a salary wage.
Right.
That I'm so used to that, like, you know, not necessarily passive income, but that inevitable check that you're going to get
that you're gonna
every
get.
2 weeks.
If I know I clocked in, I'm here.
Yeah. But opposed to when you start a business, you might not even get revenue in the next 6 to 10 months.
Right.
So that's the thing that I definitely had to change my mindset on, just because, you know, my first job was when I was 16. So it's like, you know, I'm so used to, you know, getting paid X amount of dollars or getting paid a salary. And now, since I'm starting my own business, it's all up to me.
Right.
So I can't point any fingers, because look how many fingers are pointing back at me.
That's crazy.
Oh, I love that line.
It's true.
Yeah,
so it's like everything, I'm accountable for everything that I do.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, don't get me wrong, like some days I just want to chill, but in the back of my head I'm like, dude, you need to get up.
If you chill, you're not gonna eat.
You gotta keep on, you know, you gotta put that work in.
Yeah.
And so, like, I just have that mindset. I'm like, all right, dude, you know, I'm not trying to burn myself out, but it's like, you know, I feel like when you're in business, the first couple of years is just going to be a grind.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know,
no, that's real.
the way it is.
And that's real. You understand the thought that, you know, I'm not getting this instant gratification no more. Like when you work 9 to 5, you knew I work this hours, these people owe me this check, or if not, I'm taking their ass to court. You know, whatever it is. But no, real estate is all your push.
It's kind of funny because if you relate it to kind of just how we used to live like way back in the days, we had to farm, we had to plant the seed, we had to tend the ground, we had to water it, we have to trim the hedges, we have to pull the plants, we have to cook the food, prepare the food, we have to make the tools to prepare ourselves athletically to go hunt, to bring it back, to cook it.
And if you weren't doing none of that, you weren't eating. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't plant your seed that fall, you wouldn't have nothing in the spring. You
Absolutely.
know what I'm saying? So you have to make sure you plant that seed and know that it's going to take time for this tree to grow.
You don't want to microwave everything either.
Nah,
You want to keep from the earth. The 9 to 5 is the microwave. If you want the business and financial freedom, you got to plant it, grow it, tend to it.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And even then too, with like adversity hitting you, regardless if it's business, family, relationships, etc., you can definitely learn from it.
You can learn from it.
Yeah.
With every adversity comes a seed of opportunity. You know
And
what I'm saying?
the great thing is too, and what stands out in this room that we're in right now is what you put on your board. It says every L is a lesson.
Oh, bro.
Every L is a lesson, bro.
That's my favorite
It's
quote.
true though.
Every L is a lesson, bro. If
Yeah.
you don't take it as a lesson, then you're only taking losses.
And the funny
Yes.
thing is too is that most people, they laugh at you. They're like, "Oh, you took an L, ha ha ha." You think you're all that now, blah blah blah. And it's like, dude, everybody takes L's, man.
Right, now I know better.
Yeah.
Shoot, I'm not gonna beat myself up.
Like, don't get me wrong.
I've
I've starting the real estate business, and even when I started my athletic business before that, I've done really embarrassing things, but those L's and embarrassing things taught me to not do that again.
Exactly.
So I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that again because I just embarrassed myself. So absolutely not. Good riddance
Right.
to that L, and I learned from it. I never done it again.
Right.
Well, did it again, but
So I'm just curious then, what L have you taken so far doing real estate that turned to a lesson for you? Just small example.
yeah. So understanding the contracts, because there's so many contracts into that business.
Yes.
I mean, there's it just depending on what side you represent, both either seller or
Seller
buyer.
or
I mean,
buyer.
there are totally two different contracts within those
Yes.
two transactions.
Yes.
And I remember my first presentation for a listing appointment. I was with my client, and some things I understood on the contract. I'm like, oh, this is no good. This is perfect. And then flipped. I remember, I'll never forget. I flipped the paper, and then there's this one sentence. I'm like, I have no idea what that means. And I choked, and I didn't know what to say. And I was stuttering. I'm like, I am so sorry. I'm like, I thought I understood this contract, in and out, but I apologize. I embarrassed myself because I didn't know all my stuff.
Yeah.
And now I printed out every single contract, and I've been studying it every time when I'm done, with all of my real estate business during the day. So usually I work like 10 to 14 hours a day in my business. And at the end of the day, around like 8 or 9 o'clock, I study all the contracts.
Yeah.
So I won't have that happen to me ever again.
Right.
Or like also too, a lot of people, they ask like specific things about, about a specific house, like, oh, what kind of gas does this run? Oh, what kind of hose is this, or anything of that nature? I'm like, I have no idea, dude.
Right.
Some things, like, I'm like, I have no idea.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. And they're like, what's this fixture over here? And I'm like, oh man, oh shoot, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do, but this is a learning process for me.
Yeah.
And I never dealt with this in my life, so it's like, now I'm understanding what people, their desires and their questions. Now later down the line, I can talk to them and give them what's the word I'm looking for?
The answers that they need.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I now fully understand, bro, because that's happened with me at work. I'm sure that happened to everybody here who worked a new job before. You know?
Most
You walk to a new job, you think you're good because you learned your basics, and all of a sudden it's that one little error that pop up or something. You be like, ooh, I have no idea how to fix this. And you freeze, you choke, you panic. You're like, damn, I want to tell the boss 'cause I want to break something. But then second you tell them, this, that, and the third, would learn it.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, next time this pops up, I'm ready for it. I'm ready to eat this now. This ain't even a challenge to me no
Yeah.
more.
And high key, once you adopt that mindset, like at least for me, I've just noticed that I'm able to just call myself out and accept the loss before I freak out about it. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
110%.
especially when I started my new job, I was like, okay, I have all these people. This is my first week. I have no idea what I'm doing. I am the boss here.
Right.
So it's just like, oh, you asked me something? Honestly, bro, I don't know. I'm gonna contact my higher ups in the billing department. I'll try to figure out what's going on, but honestly, I don't know. I just started here.
And actually, the funny thing, well, it's not funny, but the cool thing is that when you, when they ask you a question and you don't know the answer and you say, honestly, I don't know.
They respect you.
Yeah.
Respect you.
Man.
Because you're being truthful with yourself and them.
Keeping it real.
Yeah. And then usually with people, regardless, with my business or outside of my business, when someone gives me a question, I'm like, to be honest with you, I have no idea, but I'll get back to you to find the answer.
Yes.
And they appreciate it.
Yeah, they
because
appreciate it,
you're
bro.
finding the answer for them.
Yes.
So it's like, they're like, oh my gosh, this guy was super truthful for me. Because honestly, I don't want to lie to people. That's just not who I am.
And that's me, bro. I don't want to sugarcoat nothing. I'm not
Yeah.
out here to fluff or just make up answers and then, because I used to work the casinos, and that was one of the worst things in the world where one of my new coworkers said something, and then, of course, they're not working today, but the guests will come back to see me on the next day, and they're like, well, this guy said this yesterday, and I'm like, well, I'm sorry, man, but that's not true. We don't do it this way.
Yeah.
But it's like now we look bad as a team, as a unit, and it's like, yeah, it's bad.
Then you just tell the truth. Or...
Yeah, I wish the person would have told the truth up front and said, I don't know, instead of just making up an answer.
Yeah.
Because now, my question is, how many other people do you make this answer up for?
Or how many different answers did he give different other people?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? What kind of damage is this him making up stuff going to cause in the future, you know? I'd rather you tell me, I don't know, I'll get back to you. And, you know, that person's going to 100% respect you for that. So, I love it, man. I love it. So, now that we were talking about lessons, I want to talk about, you said you had mentors. And I was wondering, like, how have the mentors really helped you on this real estate journey? Like, what's the power of a mentor?
They give you a specific direction to go to. Instead of, you know, going south, like north, west, east, south, and, you know,
Right.
try to figure out on your own is going to take much more time. Opposed to a person that's been in the game for decades and knows what they do, they're like, okay, just go north, bro.
Make it right.
Yeah. And they like, you know, they show you. I mean, I'm not asking them to hold my hand.
Right.
That's the last thing I want them to do.
Right.
I just want them to, you know, I just, me personally, I want to understand, you know, the business structure, how to market, how to, you know, get referrals, how to, you know, please a customer, clients, etc.
Right.
So then in the future, I don't need a mentor and I can help, you know.
You can mentor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like, my thing is too, it's like, you know, I was running the numbers, what was it, 2 weeks ago and 2 months ago, and the numbers look promising, but as you can tell, business can change within an instant.
Yeah. Right.
So, but as of right now, the numbers are great. So I was planning to actually hire somebody probably at the end of the year or the beginning of 2023, so I can mentor them, and, you know, they can door knock for me, they can prospect for me, they can cold call, they can do all the whole 9 yards, so they can learn. And then once they're like, all right, Christian, I'm ready to go. I'm, you know, ready to get after it. I don't need hourly wage or anything of that nature. I can go full commission. All right, cool. We can do a 70-30 split. Your take home is 70, mine's 30, or we can do 80-20 split, anything of that nature. So it's just like, you know, slowly creating that empire.
Yeah.
So, because my thing is that, like, my long-term goal is once I have my own brokerage, I want business owners. I don't want employees. So, you know, once I diversify and I'm like, all right, well, you know, I feel like all of you guys are doing everything phenomenal. I step back, you know, you can be a business owner, because my long-term goal is diversify and go to different states. Because once, you know, I conquer Vegas, I want to go to Florida. I want to go to Miami, you know, possibly Texas. I'm still debating about California. Who knows? I don't know about that. Because their market is way too crazy. Honestly, you can get like a 900 square foot house and it's $1 million. I mean, it's crazy, man. I mean, so, you know, it just kind of depends. But as of right now, I just want to conquer Vegas. And then once I conquer Vegas, then I can, you know,
go somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it, bro. I love it. So, you actually kind of answer. Well, you know, let's go deeper into that question then. Like, what else do you plan on getting out of real estate besides like conquering stuff? Let's look past the money aspect and the what's kingdom aspect. You know, like, what are you really trying to get out of real estate?
So, business, real estate. If it's, you know, any business, I feel like there's a lot of sharks. I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to change the repetition of the game.
Repetition.
Bro,
Yeah,
that's
I love
the
that.
same way I feel about like making music and starting like a label.
You know, instead of like, you know, people like looking at us like a car salesman, which we're not.
Right.
It's just depending on the, you know, the person that you're with. Of course there's going to be sharks. Of course there's going to be people that are money hungry, just want your money. They don't give a crap about you.
Right.
Of course there's people out there. It's just, it is what it is. It's life. But not every person is like that. So it's like, you know, my thing is that with every customer that I have, I try to build a bond. I try to, you know, be with them in a personal level. Instead of, you know, okay, I want the money. So it's like, you know, I want, like I said, create that bond. And, you know, I want them to trust me. So you know, like a family.
Right.
So, you know,
I love
that's my goal.
I think that right there is so powerful. The idea that I'm trying to change the way you guys look at us. You know, you guys see us as, like you said, money hungry. Just give me to the house that's gonna fall apart in 2 weeks. No, you want to make sure that I want people to come to me all the time. You know, after they sell the house, buy the house. I still want them to come to me and ask me for stuff about real estate, or make sure referrals are powerful. You know what I'm saying? And you can't get a referral if you're an asshole real estate salesman.
Yeah,
any type of.
And even then too, it's like I actually showed a house on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
And one of my clients, she was like, Christian, she was like, I really appreciate what you do. Thank you so much. You know, a lot of people, they just ghost me or anything of that nature, and I'm like, dude, this is our job. We're supposed to say, you know, this is our expertise. You know, most of these people, they don't even like what they do.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, if you don't want to be in business, then work a job.
Do something else,
work a 9 to 5, bro. Like, you know, it's, I mean, if you don't like it, then
Don't do
leave.
it.
like I sincerely love what I do.
Yeah.
I love it. It's awesome. And it's like I schedule my own time. I can work 5 hours a week, or I can work 80 hours a week. I choose 80 hours a week because I love what I do.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, this don't feel like work to me.
So I guess, you know, just a random question then. Why do you think they're like are there a lot of people in real estate that you feel they're just there because they know it's good money, but they don't really care for it at all?
1,000,000%.
Really?
110%.
That's crazy.
To give you statistics right now, so in total,
Yes, please, drop
I'm
some
gonna
numbers.
blow you guys' mind.
Please do it.
There's 17,000 realtors in Las Vegas.
Okay.
17,000.
I'm about 10,000.
And roughly, how many people are in Vegas? I think 1 million to 2 million. 80, I believe it was 85, 90% only make, what was it? 15 to 20,000, and they just half-ass everything.
Yep.
Opposed to 10%, you know, of course,
Make
within that
$1,000,000.
within that 10%, of course, you're gonna have sharks. You're gonna have people that are just wanting, you know, your money, and that's it. And then you're going to have those people that just love what they do, and they make just bank off of it. I mean, I've witnessed both sides of the coin. I've, you know, outside of my brokerage, I've witnessed someone that makes $600 to almost $1 million a year, and he just wants the money.
He grinds, yeah.
And I mean, which I totally respect. I mean, you know, you do you. I mean, I'm going to definitely, you know, take advice what you told me, but I'm going to edit it in my own way and implement it in my business in a different way.
Right.
So,
based off your morality and everything.
yeah.
Okay.
So
I love that, bro. I love it. And then, you know, actually going based off what you just said just now, you know, I'm gonna edit it my own way. So what is the power of being unique in this field? Like, how does that really play effect?
just because a lot of, you know, customers and clients, they just think, you know, oh, you know, your agent asks, oh, yeah, I just want 3%. Oh, yeah, I want 6%. They're hearing these things all the time. And also, too, another thing is like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna sell your house really fast. Believe me. You see the things, you see these things all the time. So you don't really find, you know, uniqueness. You know, like my thing is like, you know, what I want to bring to the board, and which I've been and I've realized that I'm really successful at, is I plan to do flat fees. You don't hear any realtors say that, don't you? Flat fees.
Right.
Because usually, do you guys know what flat fees are now? But
Nah, fee, I'm gonna pay the same price no matter what happens, pretty much. Yeah.
So, you know, instead of giving the percentage, you give them an X amount. So say, for example, instead of 3%, you would ask, I don't know, 5,000 just for a flat fee. So, or on top of that, you know, I'm actually planning to work with some investors. You know, I still need to gain a little bit more knowledge. I'm trying to understand 1031 exchanges, and for those who don't know what that is basically it's a tax advantage. So instead of, you know, you know, selling a property and getting it taxed immediately, instead of that, you sell your property and put it into another investment property, and your taxes won't, you know, be as much, if that makes sense, just because you're putting it on a different property. So I'm just trying to like understand, you know, a little bit more about investment terms, if you will.
Right.
I like that, bro. I like that, man. That's pretty deep, bro. You got any questions for him, bro?
At the moment.
No, good. Okay, so My next question for you is how you were saying, you're in a customer business, you're here to serve the customer. What do you do to build bonds with your customer? Like you said, the flat rate, that's a good, door opener to get people to look in, but like what do you do to truly build that bond with the customer?
I honestly just kind of ask like personal questions, and just kind of base off like, a relationship off of that. So I'm like, so what do you do out of work or anything of that nature? And they're like, oh yeah, I like golf. I'm like, hey, me too. We start talking about golfing. Or, oh hey, yeah, I like boxing. Well, great. And we just talk about boxing. We try to get more into that personal level, talk and to build that bond. Because that's the number one thing is I love building bonds. I love talking to people.
Right.
So, I don't want them to think that I'm just for the money.
Right.
At the end of the day, yes,
I'm on the job.
I need to make a living,
Right.
for sure. But I want to make relationships as well.
Right.
So, and of course, yes, I do have business goals as well that I need to hit, and I've already mapped out the numbers, and I'm trying to hit those every month. Because my goal this year is to make 120K.
Okay.
So, and then, I ran the numbers, like I said a couple minutes ago, that looks promising. So
Yeah, so you already made it, bro. It's already on the route.
Yeah.
You gotta wait for it to hit your account. So I love it, man. I love it. So then now let's look at bonding on the other side, because when I think of real estate, this is me personally, I'm thinking everybody's against everybody. It's one verse. It's a fucking free for all. Call of Duty, just throw everybody on the map and see who's gonna survive at the end. Do you guys see it that way? Is it like really a true competition, or is it more like is it more like partnerships with other realtors?
I say yes and no. Some realtors definitely are like that. Definitely can be cutthroat, but you have to meet the right people.
Right.
Like for example, I met the right people, and they're actually wanting me to win, and to promote my business.
Right.
But I mean, then again, it just kind of, like I said, it just depends on the person.
Right.
To be honest with you, like I'm actually planning to be. He's planning to be a realtor. He has a solar panel company right now, and we're planning to be partners. So he gives me referrals, I'll give him X amounts.
Right.
Because because he's giving me referrals. I just want to say thanks, man. Appreciate it. So we're gonna be shaking hands within this month to do agreement on. So I mean, I guess it just honestly just depends on the person. If you have a person that's super nice, super motivated, and actually wants to help you, then most definitely. And of course, you're gonna have those sharks who are like, oh yeah, screw you.
Right.
I'm not gonna help you. So I definitely have people like that, without a doubt.
Yeah, I was saying, have you ran into a shark yet or anything?
100%.
Or somebody just like, yo, get out my house, or?
What's the worst one you met so far?
Man, I don't say it's like the worst one.
Everybody got their own level.
But it's like, I try to call like other agents and basically ask if I can conduct like an open house at their listing and whatnot. Some of them just say pure out no. At the moment, that's the worst thing that has happened to me.
Yeah.
But as of like, agents, I've asked other people like what's the worst scenario that they've had with like agents and whatnot. And obviously there's a lockbox, you're supposed to put the key in and then take it out and put it in and whatnot. Some of the agents take the key and keep it so you can't show the house.
Oh wow.
Some of them are like that. Some of them are like that.
Or they get the wrong password to the lockbox or something, huh?
Yeah.
That's
So I mean, it just kind of depends. I mean, like I said, there's always going to be any industry that you go into, there's going to be sharks.
Right.
So it is what it is.
Right,
But
just keep swimming, man. And know the sharks keep swimming. Do you
No
run your
doubt.
own race? I love it, bro. I think that's beautiful, man. Okay. So yeah, I'm actually gonna try to head toward a little bit toward our end game. Then, one of my next questions for you is what is the power of knowledge in real estate? Like first part, what do you have to do to become a real estate agent? And the second part, how powerful is it, or what do you have to do to stay educated in real estate?
There's multiple ways that you can attack this approach, but in order to become a real estate agent, that's your question. Just want to make sure.
Yeah. Let's do classes first.
Okay, got it. Yeah. So basically, in order to become a real estate agent, you have to get a real estate license. So you have to go to a class, and basically it's either a month or a 2-month class that you have to take. Then once you're done with that class, then you have to take 2 tests. There's a national portion and the state portion. So the national portion is 80 questions, and then the state is 40 questions. So you have to pass 2 tests, not at the same time. So let's just say, for example, you pass the national portion and you fail the state, you only have to take the state. So once you pass those 2 tests, then you have to go to the division, get some paperwork in there, and return it to them. Like, okay, they're like, okay, congratulations, you got your license, blah, blah, blah. It's going to probably take about like 8 weeks to get your physical license into that brokerage.
Okay.
And so, once you start interviewing brokerages and see which one you like and which one fits your needs, sign contracts, sign the papers saying that you are hiring this brokerage to conduct business.
Okay. So you find the home you want to work out of, they don't find you.
No.
I love that.
I've interviewed a lot of brokerages, and one standout, this is the one I'm at right now. It's called Resolution Realty, really cool people. Pretty tight with everyone there.
Okay.
And I realized with a lot of other brokerages, they just put you out and they're like, okay, go sell.
Feed you to the wolves.
Yeah. And they don't really teach you and mentor you. So that's the reason why, my first thing once I got out of school, I was just like, all right, I just want someone to help me, mentor me. Then once I'm super confident, then I don't need a mentor anymore. Then I get after it, chase my excellence, things of that nature, put a dent in the universe. And
Okay.
So it took a while. I mean, not a while, but it took about roughly 4 to 6 months for the full process to be over.
Okay, that's too bad. And then now that you have your license, what education do you have to still go through to stay current with your license?
Yeah,
or to stay effective in the field at that?
Yeah. So your first year, once you got your license, you have to take 30 hours of continuing education within that year. And then you have to, with all the certifications that you got within that 30 hours, you have to transfer it to the division. And the division's like, okay, cool, you did your 30 hours, and that's it. But after your first year is up, then you only need to renew your license 2 years opposed to 1 year.
Okay.
And then now the continuing education for the 2 years is only 24 hours opposed to 30 hours.
Oh, wow, okay.
So yeah, it just runs on like that.
So it's looking like they're trying to weed you out the first year to see who's actually wants it, and then if you make it the first full year.
Funny thing is that this is actually going with real estate business and other businesses. They say out of 1 to the 2 years of conducting business, most people quit.
Yes.
They say 80%, I think it was 80 or 85% actually quit within the first 2 years. And it's funny because I'll never forget when I was doing my continuing education, one of the conductors, he started stretching. He's like, ah. He's like, yep. He's like, I believe, what was there, 150 realtors in that class. And he's like, 95% of you guys are not going to be here in the next 3 years. Yep. And he's like, I guarantee that.
Yep.
And a lot of people, they expect to make bank their first year. And that's not the case. I mean, yeah, of course, people, it's 100% possible. Yeah. But you have to put in work,
yes.
You have to put in 60 hours, 80 hours a week. And then after that, once you realize you're making, revenue and profit,
you gotta keep that up.
Then I mean, this is what my plan is. I'm gonna save up around $30,000 to $35,000, get an assistant, and then have them as a base salary, and then slowly diversify it like that.
Right.
So to get my time back.
Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, I love hustling, I love working, but I don't want to be putting in 60 to 80 hours a week every my whole life.
Right.
So I slowly want my time to come back. So I'm slow, I have a lot of my family members and some of my friends are like, oh, why are you working so much? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm trying to sacrifice, save for a better tomorrow, a better future. So.
Yeah, I think that led to one of my favorite lines I always heard. I can't remember, what's his name? Paul Sika used to say it. He says, John Maxwell dad said it. A lot of people say it. You can either play now and work later, or you can work now and play later. Either way, though, you gotta do that work at some point. Yeah. So it's like either you wanna play as you young and then work the rest of your life, or do you want to work right now and then you can start to play the rest of your life and start to really enjoy your life.
I agree. I've definitely this is the way I look at it. In your 20s, I call it a privilege because you have advantage.
Right.
And you can either party those years, have fun, sleep with people. That's okay. That by all means do that, man. Mm-hmm. But in the next decade or two, where are you gonna be at, bro? Like, why? Yeah, what are you doing, man? Or put the work in now. Sacrifice your 20s so you can have a better 30s, 40s, 50s. So you don't need to be working for the rest of your life.
Right.
So that's the way I look at it.
And then that goes to anybody out there, because I'm 31, you know what I'm saying? But my goal is by 36, 37, I want to just be doing the podcast and doing other stuff on the side. But I don't want to be sitting here waking up doing a 9 to 5 every morning, waking up to an alarm clock that I don't want to wake up to. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to keep sacrificing myself for these people that, yes, I know I appreciate it, but they're not about to give me the life that I dream of, you know? So that's what I'm doing my 5 years, bro. I'm keep 100. I don't believe that we're going to see real, true, explosive podcast growth until mid this year. You know what I'm saying? We still got a whole another 6 months of continuing dropping episodes where people truly start to say, let me start to peep these people out a little harder, and people really start to view us in a different way, you know?
Gotta start somewhere.
Gotta start somewhere, though, and that's why I did a year consistent, and I'm gonna keep going, though, you know?
Yeah, actually, a huge shout out to you guys. I'm really proud of what you guys
I appreciate
been doing.
that, brother.
You guys been building your craft and chasing excellence. I'm super happy for you guys. I mean, super glad that you guys are still attacking this, because, I mean, without a doubt,
hard, bro.
It's inevitable. You guys are for sure gonna, have a phenomenal, successful podcast. It's just you guys gotta, put the grunt in work now. What you guys are doing right now.
Exactly.
And since you guys love what you do, this isn't work for you guys.
Exactly.
So
I love it, bro. I appreciate it. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, I appreciate the acknowledgement, and then also it's just what we do. We found our craft, we found our niche, and we're gonna keep doing that and keep evolving from there. And
yeah, nah, bro, and that's what it is. Keep evolving, keep swimming, bro. That's all we're doing. I'm just gonna keep swimming until this gets to where I want it to be. Mm-hmm. You know, and I'm truly not. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm 100% not truly sure exactly where I want it to be. I got like the mindset where I want to be, but I can't put a pin on the exact location I want to be at. You know, I just don't want to be in this area at some point. So
but as we keep paving our path,
it'll start to become more clear. Exactly, brother.
Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming,
man. So one more major question for you, Christian, and then I want to see how this is gonna go. What major trade secrets or things do you feel that customers or people looking to get into to buy or sell their home should really know about a real estate agent, or about the whole real estate process, or what's the ultimate trade secret you want to drop right now?
I would say with the transaction, holding the customer's hand through the transaction, once you realize, depending on if they're buying or selling, but let's just say that they're buying a property, always update them. Once you find something new in that specific property that they're going to buy, let them know immediately, within a heartbeat. Because, what if, for example, you don't tell them, oh, there's a lien on the property. And all of a sudden, they buy the property and they're like, dude, what the hell? You didn't tell me there was a lien on the property? Now I'm stuck with this? Come on. So it's like these small little things are such a macro picture, and you gotta hold their hand 24/7, especially if they're a first-time home buyer. Like, I have a first-time home buyer that I'm gonna be working with on the 18th of this month, and I'm holding her hand throughout the whole transaction. I'm not letting one little piece slip out of that transaction, because this is the biggest transaction that someone's gonna make in their life. And I don't care who you are. You can be making $15,000 a year, or your net worth can be 20 million. I mean, it's going to be a huge transaction. Unless you're buying a car that's like $1 billion, but like. Yeah.
So what about for the flip side, for the buyer side? What secret or what's your best advice that you could give a buyer in terms of
the non-agent? The non-agent side.
But do you mean seller?
Well, I'm thinking me as a customer, whether I'm a seller or a buyer, I'm coming to you as a real estate agent. So what is something that I should come to you like, oh, this is a secret that he might not tell me, but I should expect this from my agent, or I should, cause for example, you said holding your hand. From my side, being the customer who's working with you, I should expect now that my agent should be holding my hand. I should be able to come to him with anything. Like, if I feel my agent's not holding my hand, I might need to find me a new agent, because he's not really trying to get me through the process. So, as a customer, what would you expect to give to? What do you expect? What's the secret you expect them to know?
As a buyer, honestly, I don't have any secrets, to be honest with you. I'm just super honest with them.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, there's no secrets behind it, to be honest with you. As of right now, I mean, on top of my head, I don't have any secrets.
No.
But I just keep it honest.
Honestly, bro, and I think you're speaking it right now, though.
Yeah.
Honesty is key, you know what I'm saying? So if you feel like your agent isn't being honest with you, if you don't feel like your agent is, quote-unquote, holding your hand and help you go through this process as you feel they should be doing it, then it's kind of like a sign saying, okay, maybe this is not the right agent for me, you know?
Actually, I have one thing just came up in my head. I just say, build a connection, because why do you want to, have a transaction with a robot?
That's deep, too. Yes.
So, you don't want somebody that, yeah, they know their stuff, but the only thing that they talk about is real estate. Like, okay, sign this, blah, blah, blah. And if you don't, go in debt with it, then they're like, okay, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of, paperwork, and it's like, most people, they're not going to know what that specific definition means. So
Right.
you gotta break it down to the T. So I say build that bond relationship, like I was talking about like 20 minutes ago. So
Right. I love it. So relationships are key, and build that bond, because, like you said, you won't be working with an asshole.
And-
There's somebody you don't like, you know?
yeah, exactly. And if you don't feel the connection, or you have a weird vibe upon that specific realtor, then if you didn't sign any exclusive right to sell or buyer brokerage agreement, then you
out,
have a right to
somebody
leave.
else.
Yeah. So, but even if you did sign that buyer brokerage agreement or exclusive right to sell, then you have to wait 3 to 6 months.
Whatever the time period
And
is.
it's like, no one wants to wait 3 to 6 months to find another realtor. They want, they're looking for a house, or, they're wanting to buy right now. So, nobody wants to rent, for such a long period of time, even though they want to buy. So it's like, just gotta find that person that, not necessarily fall in love with, but
You got a connection with
Connection,
some type
yeah.
of connection. I like that. And that makes sense, bro. That makes sense. Like, I want to buy with somebody that actually cares about me. That's somebody that's trying to get into my pocket.
Somebody authentic.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly, bro. I love that, man. I love it. So, as you already know, this is your second time on Just Keep Swimming podcast. So we always ask every one of our guests, definitely for you in your real estate career, where are you still swimming to?
ooh.
Okay. Pause. Let's pause it. I know you're swimming to a lot, so let's take it back to what is your current goal that you're swimming to, your main goal that you're focusing on right now. How about that?
Business wise?
Yeah, real estate wise, where are you still swimming to? What's your main focus right now?
I say understand the game more. Yeah, I understand it, but I feel like, there's always more room for improvement.
Right.
So, there's some things, for example, when I was doing the open house today, some things I didn't know about a house. And my mentor is like, hey, dude, this is what it is. I'm like, all right, now I know.
Right.
So I won't make that mistake again. So it's like, right now, of course, financially, my goal is, roughly around 10 to 15,000 a month, which looks like there's a possibility that is going to happen, just because, like I said, I ran the numbers and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, honestly, mainly understanding the game.
More experience.
Yeah.
More experience. I feel you can't become a pro with something you don't understand the rules to.
Exactly.
Or haven't put the time into it.
Yeah, repetition and doing tedious work. I mean, to be honest with you, you gotta have those repetitions. Like, for example, Kobe Bryant. Look how many shots that he made.
Free throws, yeah.
Those free throws. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure that he would be wanting to dribble more than opposed to just shooting hoops. But he did that so many times.
Yeah.
And tedious. It's just clockwork for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just.
Nah, it's funny. I'm looking at the Michael Jordan poster behind you right now, and I was thinking the same thing. Like repetition. Like that's one. I posted on IG the other day. They're like, Mike, what made you different from everybody else? What made you so much better? And he was like, you know what? I was just trying to better myself every single day. I was trying to compete myself.
Yeah, don't compete with others. I mean, I never compete with other people. I mean, it's okay to have competition with other people. Like, for example, I do a little bit of competition with people that I know in this the business industry.
Right.
But it's not like cutthroat.
Yeah, no.
It's just more of competition to motivate ourselves.
Yeah, it's rivalry. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Nice rivalry, nice friendly rivalry.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love it, bro. And And then my last question for you is there a quote or anything you'd like to leave with us today?
I actually said this last podcast and it's still lingering in my head.
Okay.
All that I know is I know nothing.
All that I know is I know nothing. Yeah, a man who knows something knows nothing. No, a man who knows something knows he knows nothing at all.
Yeah.
You know?
Play the fool.
Yeah, play the fool. Yeah, shout out Dane Clark. Yeah, play the fool. You know what I'm saying? Play the fool. Continue to grow your mind. Continue to learn. You know, there's always something you continue to learn. So continue to learn, bro. I love it. And then, of course, I want you to shout out the business website where they can find you at, where they can sign up for your real estate services at, anything like that. I didn't want to put in the link, but
yeah. So I'll as well ask them to attach links and whatnot to online on social media and whatnot. But if you want to check me out, it's Christian Caruthers at Resolution Realty. My website, my Yelp, everything of that nature that's about me. More than welcome to check that out. Or also too, you can just type in the official Christian or Christian Caruthers on Instagram or Facebook, and you'll see me pop up there.
Okay, love it. And then what happens if somebody comes up and say, "Hey, I heard your podcast. Was it where you want to give them a little deal or something?"
I'll slide you guys a couple thousands.
Okay.
Okay, that's not what I. Whoa, okay,
So go get Christian covered. Go visit Christian's website, sign up for him, mention the Just He's Human podcast, and you'll help promote the podcast. You help give out to a good service. You help promote your favorite podcast in the air right now.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate you in advance.
Talk so meek.
Yes. So, Christian, man, I just want to say I appreciate you with being here today.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, you killed it, bro. You killed it. I feel you dropped so much knowledge, so much gems. You opened up people's eyes. I felt you just said a lot of things that, if you're not doing real estate, you can relate it back to your own personal business. You know what I'm saying? Put in time for yourself. Learn the game. Find the mentors. Be kind to your customers. Build that connection. And it's all very, very plausible. All you got to do is just try.
And look at the demonstration of growth since the last episode too.
Yeah.
So thank you for being like a grade A example for the audience.
Appreciate it.
Yes. This is a year later and he grew big time, bro. So yeah, I love it, man. I love it. And I want to rescind my statement. Don't try, do. Okay.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't like saying that. I'm trying to say that words out.
No powerless words.
Yes. Anybody still doing that 21-day challenge? How's yours been going for you guys? Have you guys tried it?
I mean, honestly, just still doing the affirmations and then also learning Swedish.
Okay.
So just trying to put in, or doing my best to put in that work every single day to work towards something that I want.
Okay, got you. We're on for day 14 if you guys are keeping track. But same thing here, just trying to make sure I read the Bible every morning, journal every night, brush my teeth every night. Yeah. For real, that's mental, that's spiritual, and that's physical right there.
Yeah, I agree. Mine is... It's short, but I try to at least meditate 5 minutes a day.
Beautiful. I'm trying to.
That's it, man.
I'm trying.
Just because, I tried to clear my mind, but some things just pop in my head. I'm like, oh, that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep that in the back of my head.
So real talk, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I get into the point where I'm meditating, I keep a notepad nearby because I feel that's where all my ideas start to pop into my head at.
Me too, and the shower.
Shower too. Yeah. Shower fucks me up though, cause I'll be in the shower, I'm like killing. I'm like, yeah, I got it. And then right when I got the shower, I'm like, what was I just thinking? And it's gone. Like I got a whole song I have a whole verse for verse, and I got the shower. So I'm gonna give me like a little whiteboard for the shower or something. I don't know.
I need a notepad in the car. Like if
I got a notepad in the car.
Red light or something, because that's where my ideas come from. Just driving, cruising. It's like, man, that'd be pretty cool to do.
Got to
get out the car as soon as I open the garage. Damn.
What I forget.
Damn.
Yes. So, man. But yeah, Christian, man, I just want to say I appreciate you again, brother. If you haven't checked out his first episode, go back and check it out. I think it was Starting Entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And then now we're going to see your part 2, see his growth, and go learn what we learned. So, Christian, thank you, brother, for being with us again today.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. And we're going to have you on some more. You already know we will.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Once you hit that 120K, we'll have you back.
All right. What day is it?
January
14th, 15th?
15th.
15th. All right. Well, I'll see you guys January 15th, 2023.
2023. We'll see you next year then.
Yes, sir.
Look forward to it. Already scheduled. Donovan, I want to say I appreciate you being with us again, brother. You know what I'm saying? Dope Beebles course.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you for everything you do, all the engineering. Hope your muscles are just as sore as mine.
My ass is like there's my right butt cheek, bro.
Pause.
Hey, I gotta keep it honest, just like Christian said. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, audience.
Gotta keep it
my
hot.
right butt cheek got a twinge in it right now. Not okay. Not okay. I gotta roll this out. Pause. But hey, myself, my weight. I got the roller right there, standing up in the corner, in the cut. Gerald can't even see it. He about to get popped.
Nah, if he
Slump.
so if you do want to get personal, you know, I do feel the same way. I was trying to use the bathroom. I feel like me trying to push. I had no strength to push out my stomach. I'm gonna sit here like, come on, just fall out for me because I can't push right now. But yeah, man, you know, after moving 20 tons, you know, 10 tons of rocks.
I love this.
3,000 pounds each.
I love how this podcast is so raw. No pun intended.
No pun intended. So raw, terrible. All right, you guys, man. Everybody out there listening, I hope you guys had a great day, a wonderful afternoon. Make sure to share, subscribe, check us out on Facebook, IG, Twitter, TikTok. Any questions, comments, concerns, send to jkspodcast702@gmail.com. I hope you have a splendid day, a wonderful afternoon, an excellent evening, and remember, just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
Hey,
Just keep swimming. You can.
Gerald.
Just keep swimming.
Hey,
Hey, you heard the vocals on that bad boy? Oh, is that Tyrese?
the fade-in was wild.
Tory Lanez.
Tory Lanez?
Bro, I know we said keep it 100, but you could have kept it like 80% on that.
Oh, yeah, he did, bro. I'm taking
You could have.
You want to keep it real? We can keep it real.
Hey, look.
Bro, my ass.